Hey there, and welcome. So, let's be real. We're all trying to make sense of a world that feels, well, pretty chaotic, right? You've got science telling you one thing, spirituality telling you another. You have people arguing for individual freedom, while others are all about the good of the group. It can be totally overwhelming. But what if there was a map for all of it? I mean, seriously, what if there was a framework that could actually honor and include all those different competing viewpoints without just collapsing into a mess of contradictions? A map that doesn't show you just one tiny piece of the puzzle, but the whole entire thing. Well, that's the incredibly bold claim of the framework we're going to break down today. Okay, so let's just dive right in. Now, I know what you're thinking. You see this and it looks insanely complicated. All these colors, lines, and weird words. But hang with me here. Don't worry. The basic idea behind it is actually super simple and honestly, pretty beautiful. We're going to take it piece by piece, and I promise, by the end, you'll see just how powerful this tool can be for making sense of, well, almost anything. All right, the absolute foundation, the core of this whole map, you can think of it like a basic compass for reality, is something called the four quadrants. They're just four fundamental ways of looking at literally any person, any event, or anything at all. So let's start right here in the upper left corner. This is the personal internal world. It's your first-person point of view. This is the subjective world of I. Just think about it. That feeling of being happy, or the actual taste of your morning coffee, or the personal meaning you get from a song. No brain scan on Earth can ever truly capture your experience of those things. That's your I space. It's totally real, but it can only be known from the inside, by you. Okay, so that was the inside view. Now, let's just shift our perspective and pop over to the upper right. If the upper left was the interior of an individual, this is the exterior, the outside view. This is the world of it. This is the world that science loves, you know? It's the stuff we can observe and measure. A doctor can check your pulse, a neuroscientist can look at your brain activity, and anyone can watch your behavior. It's everything about you that can be studied objectively, from the outside, like an object, an it. Now, moving down to the lower left, we get into the collective side of things. This isn't just about my private feelings anymore. It's about our shared reality, our shared understanding. This is the world of we. You know, this is all about culture. Think about the language we're using right now. We share its meaning. That's why this works. It's our shared morals, our family traditions, our inside jokes. It's that invisible web of shared context that makes society and even just simple communication possible. And to finish off our compass, we land in the lower right. This is the outside view of the collective. It's the tangible, visible systems and structures we're all a part of. This is the world of its. Right, so this is the stuff that sociologists and economists look at. We're talking about our governments, the economy, our legal systems, our roads, the internet, our environment, all the measurable, observable systems that our societies are literally built on. Okay, so here's the kicker. This is where it all clicks together. To really understand anything, and I mean anything, you have to look at it from all four of these perspectives. This table just lays it out so perfectly. Take the simple act of reading a book. From the I perspective, you have your personal feelings about the story. From the it perspective, you have the actual neurons firing in your brain. From the we perspective, there's the shared language it's written in. And from the its perspective, there's the whole publishing industry that got that book into your hands. You see? All four are true, and you need all four to get the full story. But wait, there's more. This map isn't just a static, flat picture. It also shows us how things grow and evolve and develop over time. This is often shown as a sort of ladder or levels of development. And what's so cool about this part is that it shows this really clear pattern of our circle of care and concern just expanding outward. We tend to start from this very egocentric place where it's all about me. Then we grow to an ethnocentric view where it's all about my group. Then hopefully we expand to a world-centric care for all humans, and maybe even a cosmocentric care for, all beings, the whole cosmos itself. So, for instance, a really early egocentric stage, which the map calls red, is super impulsive and all about power. The worldview is basically might makes right, just focused on getting its own immediate needs met, period. Then you jump ahead to a much more complex stage labeled orange, which is pretty much the engine of our modern world, right? It's rational, it's scientific, and it's totally focused on achievement and success. This is the mindset of the modern scientist or the driven entrepreneur. And then, after that, we start to see the emergence of green. This is a world-centric view that really values equality, sensitivity, and community. It looks at the hierarchies that orange created and says, hey, wait a minute. It's deeply focused on social justice, diversity, and protecting our planet. And the key is, each new stage doesn't erase the old ones, it builds upon them. Okay, but the map gets even more detailed. To really capture the richness of it all, we just have to briefly touch on 3 more dimensions: lines, states, and types. Don't worry, we'll go through these quickly. So these just add more nuance. For example, lines of development just means we're all a bit lopsided. Someone can be a genius cognitively, but maybe not so developed emotionally. We also all move through different states of consciousness all the time, like being awake, dreaming, or maybe even deep meditative states. And finally, we have types, which are just consistent styles, like being an introvert or an extrovert. See? It just adds more texture to the picture. So, quadrants, levels, lines, states, and types. I know it's a lot, but why go through all this trouble? Well, this is where it gets really good. Because this is where the map helps us solve actual, real-world problems. The whole point is to move from this fragmented view of the world, where everyone is just shouting from their own little corner, to an integrated one where we can actually see how it all fits together. And this slide just nails the payoff. Instead of seeing science and spirituality as enemies, we can see them as valid views of the material world and the inner world. Instead of getting stuck arguing about individualism versus collectivism, we can see that healthy individuals and healthy communities both matter. The map helps us stop fighting about whose piece of the puzzle is the right one and start figuring out how all the pieces fit together. So here we are back at the full map. Hopefully, it looks a little less like chaos now and more like an elegant filing system for reality. The point of a map isn't to tell you where you have to go. It's to show you the whole landscape, the whole territory, so you can navigate it with a bit more wisdom. It helps you make sure you haven't forgotten something really important. And that really brings us to the final and most important question, because this isn't just some abstract idea. It's a tool for awareness, for understanding yourself and the world. So have a look. Which perspectives do you naturally lean into? Which ones do you maybe tend to ignore? Where's your own center of gravity when it comes to your own development? Just thinking about that, well, it might just change the way you see everything.